Welcome in, everybody. Slay the Spire 2 just got its first beta patch, biggest beta patch since it was released, and the biggest thing that they were looking to do, Megacrit that is, was looking to aim, the main aim is of which to make infinites harder to achieve. So they also introduced Phobia mode, which is some of the highlights. Now, this is kind of cool. Just want to show you that little visual effect that you get with that. And really what they were doing is, I mean, with the Ironclad specifically, they totally got rid of the Spite Infinite. That is just totally gone. I was making the video as this thing launched, and it is now broken. It doesn't work anymore. Because it used to be, Spite used to be deal 5 damage, and if you lost HP this turn, draw a card. Well, now they changed it to hit 2 to 3 times. So they changed that completely. And Stoke was one of the cards that allowed you to exhaust your deck down to be able to get to it quickly. And they changed that to exhaust your hand, which was the normal thing. Instead of drawing a card for each that you did, it's add an upgraded card into your hand. A random upgraded card into your hand. That's the upgrade. Into your hand for each card that's exhausted. So they completely and totally nerfed that. It's gone. Spite does not do that anymore, which honestly, it was kind of broken. It was really easy to achieve. So I'm really glad that they did that. Now the Silent, they really messed with me with this one because I've used the Silent the most out of any character that I've played, and Prepared is like one of those that I just see it, I take it. Because I just love Prepared. 0 cost card draw. Yes, please. I will take it. And they changed it completely. Now it actually costs 1. It's called Prepare. You discard cards you don't draw, and then the next turn you gain 2 energy, and you gain 3 once it's upgraded. So it's a completely different skill, really making it much more challenging to get the draw infinites with this game, and just throws my mind because I never thought that it would actually change Prepared. So Regent, they reworked the glow card, and the glow card with the alignment was so broken. It could create an infinite just with 2 glows and an alignment. It was absolutely broken. So I'm really glad that they did that because all you had to do was play 1 glow that gave you 2 stars once it was upgraded and 2 card draw. And they changed that they kept this the same. They gain 1 star plus 2 stars if it was upgraded to draw 1 card, and then next turn draw 1 card. So you're not actually going to be able to draw 2 cards, thus eliminating that portion of creating infinites. So that was actually really good that they did that. And I didn't see that they worked any other character to not be able to do an infinite. They didn't have anything for, obviously, the defect here or the Necrobinder. They did rework the hidden gem card. So a random card in a draw pile without replay gains replay 2 to 3. Now you can't do the replay onto one that already had replay. That was pretty darn broken as well. They did, now a few highlights that made me kind of go, oh, really? I want to see what that is. Well, they reworked Doormaker. I mean, I thought he was a little too simple, really. So I'm glad that they did that. And they reworked Skulking Colony, which I thought was one of the easiest Act 1 elites. We'll see what those movesets is. And the couple new blessings, nothing super crazy, but upgrading a strike into defend and choosing 1 of 3 rare cards to your deck, but you get an injury. So I like the changes that they did with those things. Now the balance is really where the game is kind of shifted into more of a holistic deck can work now, rather than you kind of just pick really the top cards every single time because they were just so overpowered. And that really, they did a lot of nerfing with the Regent. They did a lot of nerfing and they did a lot of buffing with all of these characters. As you can see, they buffed. Because there were a lot of Regent cards. You're just like, well, this is stupid. Why would I get this when this card is better? So yeah, I think they did a really good job with making sure it's balanced, because Kingly Kick, I never wanted to pick. And now it's like, well, now it's doing a lot more damage. Actually, it's way more viable for me to pick and play. So I really like the changes that they did with the characters, making it to where there's just more viable options to be able to win the game and more ways that you can play a unique playthrough. So they did a really great job so far. I'm really interested to see what they've got going forward. They really barely touched the defect. They must think that the defect is absolutely perfect because they really did nothing to the defect. They just nerfed hotfix, which is darn, as one of my videos out there on my playthrough as a defect is using hotfix to just absolutely annihilate things. And now it has exhaust, so you have to really prioritize hotfix to upgrade it so you can remove the exhaust instead of increasing the focus, which I think that's a priority now to upgrade. I didn't even ever get the Rocket Punch card, so I don't even know what that is, so that change is fine to me. So they did a whole bunch of these things. They nerfed some enemies, they buffed some enemies. Another thing that I really liked what they did is I thought the Act 2 boss was in the crab, the Act 2 boss. I thought it was a little easy. Take out that right claw as fast as possible. Then it seemed like you got nothing, and there's really nothing to do. So they buffed its health. They made him scale now with each ascension. So I think that's going to present as a harder challenge, which is really great. They changed Nibbit. They made him a little bit more challenging. But they really did a whole lot of changes, and I'm really looking forward to being able to play the game without having my brain immediately go to, how can I make it infinite? How can I make an infinite out of this? Because infinites, yeah, they're really fun, but it shouldn't be really where your brain goes every single time that you play. You got to be able to play the cards that are presented in front of you and win in that build, in that fashion. So I'm really happy that they did nerf the ability to make infinites. And so that's what I thought about this. I thought this was a really great update here, nerfing and buffing, balancing out the game, and getting rid of the chance to get infinite. So, but let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And if you want more Slay the Spire 2 content, like and subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next video.